for a surface attack and fired a spread of 3 torpedoes at one of the ships and fired a similar spread at a second target. Tang would report 2 ships sunk following explosions. However, post-war examination of Japanese records show that 2 passenger cargo ships and 2 freighters were sunk. These ships must have overlapped, causing the torpedo spread to hit and sink 2 additional ships. The 4 sunk ships, the Tamahako Maru, Tainan Maru, Nasusen Maru, and Kenichi Maru, added up to 16,292 tons of enemy shipping. While patrolling the lane from Kyushu to Daren on June 30th, Tang sighted a cargo ship steaming without escort. She would dive deep to avoid depth charges after 2 torpedo misses were produced from a surface end-around run. Tang then surfaced again and chased the target until she closed the range to 750 yards or 690 meters. A single torpedo blew Nikken Maru in half, sinking the transport ship which took 3,200 Japanese soldiers with her. The next morning, Tang spotted a freighter and a tanker. She would sink the freighter Taru Myron No. 2 and the tanker Takotori Maru No. 1 fled. Tang trailed the tanker until dark, where she then launched 2 torpedoes which sank the tanker. To celebrate July 4th, Tang made an in-around submerged attack on an enemy freighter near the shore. But with rapidly shoaling water and her keel about to touch the bottom, Tang drew back and fired a spread of 3 torpedoes. 2 of the 3 torpedoes were hits. Tang surfaced and saw survivors of the 6,886-ton cargo ship Asukazan Maru being rescued by fishing boats. Later that afternoon, Tang sighted the Yamakoa Maru, another cargo ship of approximately the same size. The cargo ship was then sunk with 2 torpedoes. After surfacing, with the help of grapnel hooks and Thompson submachine guns, she rescued a survivor who had been clinging to an overturned lifeboat. Late the next night, while prowling the waters off Daren, Tang spotted a cargo ship. She submerged for attack and fired her last 2 torpedoes at the Dori Maru and sank her. At the end of this 3rd war patrol, Tang had been credited with 8 ships for 56,000 tons at the time. The score confirmed by post-war by JNAC for a 3rd patrol was 10 ships for a total of 39,160 tons. The Tang started out on her 4th war patrol on July 31st, 1944, in Japanese home waters off the coast of Honshu. This patrol would last until September 3rd. On August 10th, a tanker was spotted near the beach of Omaezaki. Tang would fire a spread of 3 torpedoes but scored no hits. The next day, she located 2 freighters and 2 escorts. Tang launched 3 torpedoes at the larger freighter and 2 torpedoes at the other. The larger freighter, the Roku Maru, disintegrated due to a torpedo exploding in her boilers. As Tang dove deep, her crew heard the 4th and 5th torpedoes hit the second ship. Tang would then undergo a jarring 38-minute-long depth charge attack. She then returned to periscope depth and spotted only the 2 escorts, one of which was picking up survivors. On August 14th, Tang attacked a patrol yacht with their deck gun and turned the Japanese ship's deckhouse into shambles with 8 hits. 8 days later, she sank the 225-foot or 69-meter patrol boat No. 2, Nansatsu Maru. On August 23rd, Tang closed in on a large ship. Japanese crewmen dressed in white uniforms could be seen lining its superstructure and the bridge. Tang fired 3 torpedoes, and 2 hits caused the 8,135-ton transport Tsukushi Maru to sink. 2 days later, Tang attacked a tanker and an escort with her last 3 torpedoes. The tanker, No. 8 Nanko Maru, was sunk. Tang then headed back to Pearl Harbor. After a refit, Tang headed back out to sea on September 24th for her 5th war patrol. This would be her last of the war. She topped off her fuel at Midway Island and sailed for the Formosa Strait on September 27th. To reach her destination, Tang had to pass through narrow waters that were heavily patrolled by the Japanese. A large area northeast of Formosa was known to be heavily mined as well. O'Kane now had the choice of making the passage north of the island alone or joining a coordinated attack group under the command of Commander John S. Coy, Jr., which was to patrol off northeast Formosa and making the passage with them. Tang ended up choosing to make the passage alone. The vessel of the attack group nor any base heard from Tang after she left Midway Island. The rest of the story of the USS Tang comes from the report of her commanding officer. On the nights of October 10th and 11th, Tang sank the cargo ships Joshu Go and Oita Maru. She continued on her patrol until October 23rd, when she contacted a large convoy of 3 tankers, a transport, a freighter, and many escorts. A night surface attack was planned by Commander O'Kane. Tang broke into the middle of the formation, firing torpedoes as she closed in on the tankers, which were actually 2 freighters. 2 of the torpedoes struck under the stack and engine room of the nearest believed tanker, 1 torpedo plunged into the stern of the middle tanker, and 2 torpedoes exploded under the stack and engine space of the farthest tanker. The first torpedo actually exploded before the last one was fired, and all torpedoes struck their targets, which were reduced to burning or sinking wrecks. As Tang prepared to fire at the tanker that was crossing her stern, she sighted a transport ship bearing down on her with the intent to ram her. Tang had no room to dive, so she crossed the transport's bow and with full left rudder saved her stern and got inside the transport's turning circle. The transport was forced to continue her swing to avoid the tanker, which had also been coming in for an attempt to ram. The tanker struck the transport's starboard quarter shortly after Tang had fired 4 stern torpedoes along their double length at a range of 400 yards or 370 meters.